Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm a little bit pink because I am in Montana and the lighting is just kind of so-so. But that's okay. There's more than enough light to do what we need to do today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is part one of the part 4 webinars about the Answer++ 3-step system that I have to help you become a better conversationalist in English. And what I'm doing is showing you how you can practice or prepare to be an excellent conversationalist. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm in Japan, I'm in Tokyo, and I'm helping Japanese learners specifically, but the advice is for everyone who is learning to study English and to have great conversations, whether it's for business, for travel, or for play. And preparing for conversation is extremely important. It's just like preparing for anything. I'm a voiceover actress, and what I do is I prepare to speak publicly. So I'm always training myself to be able to be in front of a camera or in front of a microphone and to be able to talk to people and let them know about the topic that I am speaking on, whether it's for a corporation or for a documentary or for English with Katie. So let's get started. The Answer++ basics. This is giving your response and then 2 extra pieces of information. Here in Japan, Japanese learners of English, it's a bit difficult for you to get into the habit of always giving an extra piece of information or 2 extra pieces of information with your answer. The reasons are many. The education system, shyness, hierarchy, foreigners, Japanese, but that's okay. Whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter, because what's important is the solution. The solution is the most important thing. So my solution for us is to just start with Answer++. Your basic response or comment, and then 2 extra pieces of information. And it's having you prepare for this. You can be in a coffee shop, you can be on the train, you can be anywhere and get your brain practicing Answer++. So I'm going to screen share right now so that we can start working on this. Start screen share. There we go. So you are now seeing my screen, which has the Google thing on it. And let me come back here. There we go. Well, my goodness. All right. So why 3 parts? You know, the 3 parts are pretty basic. It's, as I explained before, it's just to get you into the practice and the habit of doing Answer++. It's just like a habit. Answer++, Answer++, Answer++. And we are working with our Answer++ worksheet. And this was given last week, and you should have received a copy of it for this week too, in case you didn't have it. And we're going to work with the basic responses for Answer++. What I want to do is show you how you can use Answer++ to prepare for conversation. Now, I apologize to you. It is what is it? It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had this all set up, but apparently when I woke up, I clicked off of that. I did, so it's not here, but that's okay. We'll just be going through the links as we go through them. So what I have for you here is a basic web page that has a vocabulary test on it. So how you can get set up to do Answer Plus Plus using the materials that you study with. Most people will study with grammar or conversation or reading, vocabulary, and they don't really know how to study for Answer Plus Plus. So what I want to show you for studying with Answer Plus Plus is how you can set up some basic ideas for improving your conversation using your study material. Using your study material to improve your conversation. And it only takes a minute or two. You can still study grammar, you can still study vocabulary. It just takes a minute or two to use your study materials to be able to do this. So how you'll do this is you'll create a table. Now you can do this on a piece of paper, or you can do it in a document. I'm using Pages. Here's a table. I'm going to click on it. And in A, I'm going to write, let's get this down here. In A, I'm going to write study material. And in B, I'll write answer. And in C, I'll write plus. And in D, I'll write plus. So I'll kind of put this to the side, and I don't need the format. So here I have, and I'll save it, here I'll have a graph so I can start working with my study. Create a table, study material, answer plus plus. Now I'll be sending these worksheets out to you later on today. And then what you'll do is you'll type in or copy and paste items from your study material. Part 3, you'll create Answer Plus Plus responses, simple or complex. So let's go to this site that I found. And it's a test. It's a vocabulary test. Careful. Now, of course, you can do the questions also. But if I just copied and pasted careful into my sheet, and it pops in there pretty big. So let's go to format, 46 point, my goodness. Careful. Now, if I thought careful as a vocabulary word, let's see. I am careful with money. Now, the thing is, you could do this as many times as you wanted to. I want to go to Scotland. So I am saving money. Careful. I'm careful with my friends. I try not to say negative things. I enjoy meeting friends for coffee. This could go in so many different directions. And this again is careful. The test is still going. Armed. Oh my goodness, armed. And you put this in here. Let's see. My My father is armed with jokes. Ah, yes, you can use armed this way. He is always telling jokes. He is actually funny. Now, armed, you usually think of guns, like the United States military. Any military is armed with guns or weapons. But armed also means that you have to be able to use at the time that you need it. So this is one way that you can use some of your study materials. You know, there are all kinds of tests that they have here, how to learn vocabulary. And there's another, let me click these off here, set D. You could use it for as, you know, difficult a vocabulary word as you want to. That would be up to you. Any study material will work. Let's try a grammar material and see what we can do with that. Here are my links. And if you find links, you can create a document so that you can work with it. So let's see, the correct purpose. Andy is working in the garden. I am watching TV at the moment. We are reading a book. She is playing the piano. Listen, Sue and John are singing. Now, there are so many of these. I'm not going to go through them. Let's see, is there something else? Yeah, so I can just go down here, check my answers. I got 5 out of 30. That's okay. I didn't do these. So this is what I worked with. So what I can do after that, copy and paste, put it into my document. Oh, the size here is pretty good. Look, Andy is working in the garden. I don't have a garden. I do have flower pots on my step, well, balcony. I planted tulips. And if you want more, you go down here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to make more. Let's see what else I've got here. I am watching TV at the moment. And this was all from studying grammar. So you were studying grammar, and then you decided to do some answer plus plus practice. I'm watching TV at the moment. Let's see, I don't have a TV. I prefer listening to the internet. This is all preparation that you can do. These are topics, you know, these are things that you would be saying. I listen every day. And you save it and you've got your own study sheet. You know, these are study sheets with your answers, not a book's conversation. These are answer plus plus constructions that you have made. And that is the best thing about that. So let me go here to my history and let's just see. Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. That's okay. And let me check in with the web page to see if there are any questions or comments. That's not it. Yes, I woke up early and I had this all prepared and I clicked right off of it because at 6 in the morning, I think I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, but that's okay. So if you have any questions, please type your questions into the chat there, and I am happy to answer your questions. And let's see, I've got to get to this page. So there you can study so many things. You can study reading, you can study writing, you can study listening. There are a million things that you can study. And I'm just going to go to the page through the back door. And that's what I want to show you, just sitting on the train, sitting anywhere that you are, a coffee shop, in the doctor's office, you are going to be able to create an Answer Plus Plus paper for yourself. Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh, you know what? This is great. Do you know the site for grammar? That's fabulous. Thank you so much for asking that question. You can do a simple Google search. I will be sending you the link, Taeko, for the grammar place. There are a million places to study on the internet, and I will be sending the links for what I show you tonight. Let me see where my links paper is. And here we go. So what I did is I did a basic search, and that search, you could do grammar check, you could do vocabulary check. All of these pages came up. Whoops, let me see here. Bing translator. This is how I do my stuff. Vocabulary test, English. And I want that to come from English to Japanese. And I copy and I paste. And all of these sites come up. You could do, you know, if you wanted to, you could do grammar test, English. Let's see if this works. And this is how you can find these places to do grammar checks. It's just all on Google, which makes it really, really easy. So that's how I find what I'm looking for. And good, yeah, for grammar. Now, there are also some really interesting sites where you can put in the grammar that you've been using and check it. So this was one here. Whoops. Okay, let's see what I've got here. I think I pressed something I shouldn't have pressed. Here we go. So here, this is where you can put in your text. So it says enter your text here, enter your text here. If I put in, I go shopping yesterday, and I ginger it, it's going to correct it, and it's going to give you other examples for correcting your English. So if you are doing your Answer Plus Plus paper and you are wondering about if your sentence is okay, you can write your sentences first. What I recommend is don't check the grammar first. Do what's inside of you. So let's put that as step 4. Don't check the grammar first. Do your best. Then check your sentences. Now, you can check your sentences with a website like the Ginger website that I showed you previously. I think I clicked off that already. Let me go here to it. Here we go. So you can check your sentences with this site. You can check your sentences. There's another site that I have here that does the same thing, that is very, very popular, and it's free. There is a paid version of this one, But you don't need to do that. And you don't need to. You can upload a document and it will check your grammar for you. So when you finish your paper, you could upload this document here and it would check the grammar for you. So there are a couple of ways that you can feel confidence in what you're doing. You can do this with TOEFL stuff, with TOEIC stuff. It's excellent. And again, what you're doing is you are creating your own. You are creating your own worksheet and checking your own worksheet. Oh, good, Taeko. That's great. Yeah, there are so many sites in Google. Google is awesome to find whatever you want for grammar sites, for tests. And like I said, get your grammar study, get your reading study, get the study that you want, and then combine it with an answer plus study. And that is how you can use your study material to improve your conversation. Using your study material to improve your conversation. Because we have habits, you know, and grammar, vocabulary, and reading comprehension are important areas of study for English language learners. But the habit that is formed is to study and memorize. Study and remember, study and memorize. And for your conversation ability, that's rather difficult because memorizing or remembering puts a lot of pressure on English language learners to be perfect and to do, you know, to remember what they want to say instead of having it come up naturally. But this way, you can do a grammar work. You can check what you've written when you do your 3 parts to your speaking, which is fun. You know, it's a lot of fun. And I think Answer Plus Plus is a great way. And I'll send you this paper. This links paper I will be sending you. So don't worry about that. I'll be sending you this paper too with just some basic ideas. And then, of course, I will be sending you the worksheet that we used. So just remembering, you know, don't be afraid and why do we have 3 parts? You're doing this for communication and for connecting. You're doing this not to be perfect. You're doing this not to get a good test score. You're doing this for the goal of being able to have conversations with people anytime, anywhere, in a plane, in a coffee shop, for business, you know, just even walking on the streets and running into a foreigner in Japan if you do. And having this Answer Plus Plus basic practice is great for you to prepare for your conversations. And like I said, you can just make a graph anytime, anywhere. You can set up a new document, just get a table, you know, again, write in materials, write in answer, and write plus, and then you're set. You are making your own study worksheet, and you're saving it. You know, it could be study worksheet. You could do it by study worksheet grammar, study worksheet vocabulary, Answer Plus Plus, and then just save it. And then you've got your documents for studying. And it's a loose remembering that you'll do. And we'll be working next week with mind mapping. So I'll use the documents that we used this week for mind mapping, and also I'll be using the worksheets that we had from last week also. So you can print these off and write your answer plus answers to those. So that is one way for you to prepare at home without a teacher. And you can always bring your sheet to your teacher and have them, yes, Taeko, that's right. You can practice English answer plus anywhere. That's awesome. Oh, hi, Judy. How are you doing? It's very nice to see you. I hope everyone's having a great, let's see, there's, oh, Ginger, I see the line, that good. Having a great day. As I said before, I am in Montana. I'm visiting family, and it's wonderful to be here. So let's just see how we're doing. Oh, Nina, great. Nice to see you here. Oh, Yuko. That's right. Hi, Yuko. Very good to see you. Excellent. Yeah, so welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. And this will be up for replay. You'll be able to watch this again so that we can go through the different ways that I showed you how you can do answer plus anywhere in your own time. Let me just check if there are any questions while we're here live on this page. And I can take you into the Ruzuku classroom to show you again how you can work answer plus on May 22nd. We're going to be having a 1-week course that's free, and you'll be in this classroom and we'll be interacting together, and we'll be doing the answer plus comments and questions, the mind mapping, and the nonstop speaking. And that's 1 week, so that'll be the 22nd through the 29th of May. And you'll be able to actually practice and do what we've talked about in all of these webinars. And it won't be on camera. You will not be on camera. It's going to be off camera. I decided for these webinars to have everything that I would just be showing you without anybody in the, oh, I made my answer plus video last night. Yes, that didn't get shut off. So let me go back and, oh God, I almost stopped the broadcast again. Ha, that's scary. All right, okay, like I said, the screen is kind of pink because my lighting in here is, well, and I am wearing a pink sweatshirt, but the lighting's a little bit low in the room where I'm staying, and I'm having a great visit with my father and Rose and my cousins and friends, and so it's a lot of fun. And I head back to Japan on early Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. my flight leaves, so I'll be up at maybe 4 a.m. The airport's not that far. It's maybe 15 minutes by car, which is really easy. Surrounded by mountains, surrounded by greenery here. I'm in the Rocky Mountains in Kalispell, Montana. Kalispell, Kalispell, Montana. Very close to Glacier National Park. So again, let me just recap what we went through in this Answer Plus Basics 30-minute webinar teaching. It's how to use grammar sites. Now you can do this with books too. If you're studying from a book, you just make a graph, a table on a piece of paper, put in that study sentence or that key point, and then do Answer Plus with it. So it's how to use your studying for grammar, vocabulary, listening, reading, and how to, oh, if this were a conversation, if somebody said this to me, how would I respond? So let me just bring that up again, and I will screen share. Hopefully I won't turn the video off. Ooh, danger, danger. All right. So again, yeah, if this was taken from study material, and if someone said careful to me, oh, I'm careful with money, or I'm careful with my friends, or if someone talked about being armed with jokes, or the garden, I'm watching TV at the moment, these are how you would make your own study material. And again, I am going to send you a copy of this. I'm going to send you a copy of the links that I used also in this webinar. So our 30 minutes are up. So let me just see. It's not that one. I probably clicked off of it. I didn't. Yay. Okay. Oh, National Park. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Lovely pink. Judy, that's funny. Thank you. Yes, Glacier National Park is fabulous. And they're actually, because so many tourists are coming from overseas, they're redoing the hotels in the park. And so they're upgrading that. So you can camp too, though. All of the national parks have great, great camping that you can do. Or if you rented an RV, a recreational vehicle, you could always, always camp wherever you're going. So I just want to thank everyone so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I will go back to the screen so that I can see you and say a proper farewell. Not stop the broadcast. Don't do that. Okay. All right, good. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Next week, we're going to work with mind mapping. Take care. Bye.